Most people think Greenland is all about ice and climate change. That's incomplete. Greenland is about who controls future trade, technology, and warning systems. Today, global trade still depends heavily on the Suez Canal. Around 12 to 15% of the global trade and nearly 40% of Asia-Europe container traffic passes through it. So no, the Greenland does not replace Suez. But here's the strategic shift most people miss. States no longer want one choke point. They want redundancy because one ship blocked Suez for 6 days and froze the global supply chains. So modern geopolitics plan for disruption and not efficiency. Arctic routes already exist, but they are limited today. Less than 2% of the global shipping uses them. So why do they matter? Because distance matters in strategy. Asia to Europe via Suez is 21,000 km, whereas via Arctic routes is 13,000 km. That's 30 to 40% shorter. Greenland sits close to these emerging Arctic pathways, not as a replacement but as a strategic support node. Shorter routes mean faster military mobility, low fuel use, seasonal trade advantage. So if this framing makes sense to you, you already think strategically. Follow if you want geopolitics without propaganda. Now let's talk minerals very carefully. Greenland does not dominate rare earth reserves. It holds roughly 1 to 2% of the known global deposits. So why does it matter? Because these are among the largest undeveloped rare earth deposits outside China. And here's the real leverage point. China controls about 60 to 70% of the mining and 85 to 90% of the global rare earth processing. EVs, chips, missiles, satellites, and modern power runs on processed minerals, not oil. Greenland is not a replacement for China. It's a diversification option. And in geopolitics, options is equal to leverage, that's profit. And finally, military sensors. So Greenland hosts the Pacific Space Base. Why here? Because missile trajectories from Russia to North America pass over the Arctic. Early warning radars here detect the launches early. Polar orbit satellites pass overhead constantly. And Greenland sits near the historic GIUK gap, a submarine that monitors choke point between the Arctic and Atlantic. So no, this is not about watching everything magically. It's about geography amplifying detection. Greenland is not about owning the land. It's about shaping the routes, resources, and response time. That's how modern power works quietly. Follow if you want geopolitics explained well.